Hello, welcome to Debate 6. This is Echo, Lovepreet, and Amanpreet from the Great side. There's now an emerging worldwide trend for mobile phone being banned from classrooms and schools. National and regional governments around the world are moving forcefully to prohibit students from bringing their own devices into classrooms. This has seen phones being banned across public school systems in France, Israel, Ontario in Canada, and some provinces in Australia. These restrictions are proving remarkably popular with parents and the wider public. It is proven that the impact on young brains, in particular with mobile phones, is similar to cocaine. That is how bad the impact is. Classroom phones bans are to address the issue of technology addiction. By banning cell phone using that distract from learning, we are helping students to focus on acquiring the fundamental skills they need, like reading, writing, and math, and to avoid digital distractions. Half of young people have experienced cyberbullying. By banning mobile phone, we can stop it at the school gate. Sending nasty and sexual messages to cyberbully other students, like e-shooting, can lead to issues such as depression and low self-esteem that affect the students' quality of life. The ban on phone in the classrooms will effectively limit the data collected on children, but not allowing them to using their personal devices during the school hours to address the students' relationship with surveillance capitalism.
These days, more and more students are bringing cell phones to their classroom, which are causing some educational issues that are concerning. Students are suffering from nomophobia. Nomophobia is a fear of not being able to use one's phone or the many apps that these devices are offering now. Because of cell phone dependency and use, students are facing a variety of problems, including attention issues, stress and anxiety, as well as poor decision making. One of the major concerns is that it threatens classroom learning, as students check their phone in the classroom an average of more than 11 times a day, and they are spending up to 20% of their in-class time texting, emailing, and checking social media. Perhaps this was the reason in September 2019, Ontario Education Ministry was planning to ban cell phones in the classroom. A study shows that the closer the cell phone was to the student, the poor cognitive functioning was there. With the continuous use of mobile phones in the classroom, students are losing access to information, connectedness, or communication, as they are not developing relationship with the student within the classroom because they are so focused on connecting with the outside world. Moreover, they are choosing not to engage fully in a classroom lecture, which hinder their learning process. Although multitasking is considered to be good in a classroom setting, but when students are distracted by their cell phones, they begin multitasking between classroom activities and addressing the phone, which lead to poor academic performance and lower cognitive control.
Cell phones add distraction in the classroom and it leads to stress and frustration. According to a study, students who receive text messages score less grades as compared to those who do not receive text messages in a class. Moreover, playing video games in classrooms or disorganized use of phones lays a negative impact on students' learning. Cell phones are often misused, and some students have been caught making calls in class and text messaging test answers to their friends. Plus, cell phones are among the most frequently stolen objects in schools. Using cell phones in a classroom increases screen time and disconnects students from face-to-face activities and also give rise to educational inequality. Is another team thinking about using cell phones in class for emergencies? It's a big no-no. Too many calls will overload the phone system and 911 operators. At last, we want to say that unplug to unwind, tune out to tune in, and disconnect to connect, and rethink about using smartphones in a classroom.
Hello.